Let's go.
Every once in a great while, there's a seismic shift in the world of entertainment.
Has everybody got their beer? Everybody all set? Okay, going live in 3, 2, and 1. Guten Tag, Frauleins, coming to you live from the Oktoberfest celebrations here in Gackle, North Dakota, which inexplicably take place at the end of September for some reason. Last weekend of September, I don't know why.
That's when Oktoberfest takes place in Germany, is during the month of September.
Is it? No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Why is it called Oktoberfest then?
Oh, I don't know.
Because October is a guy in Germany, and he always has a festival. It's actually the Festival of Nuts. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's a celebration of nuts, and both on the tree and men.
Like scrote.
Yeah.
I believe it's actually started as a big town wedding celebration, and then it
In Gackle here specifically?
Yeah,
or the
in Gackle. I was talking about in Germany, but in Gackle for sure it started as a wedding celebration.
Man,
Well, that's weird.
we are learning today.
Yeah.
Yay.
And we're just getting started. This is lucky episode number 13 of the Trigger Warning Fun Time Show podcast. I am one of many hosts. I'm Scratch Masterson.
Hello, I am Jack.
Hi, I'm Superfan Ozzy.
And I am Babyface Nelson, Mach Schnell.
And I'm Burrito Supreme.
And last night, boy, there was probably 7 to 10 people hanging out outside in the center square here in Gackle, all drinking beer around some guy's pickup truck, and that's what they do around here.
I'm very impressed. I have never seen so many hay bales in one place in my entire life.
Yep.
Wow.
They go all out.
They really do.
And we're at the Gackle's premier gentleman's club, the Oyster Ditch, which is just located right around the back of the Gackle Municipal Liquor Store. And what a good time we're having.
It's a very fine establishment here
Nice,
in Gackle.
classy place.
Gackle's Braumeister, Alan, has hooked us all up with his special beer, and he made a huge batch this year, 3 whole gallons of Alan's shitty ale that we're all drinking. And it's not that good.
We'd like to remind listeners, because the Oyster Ditch has been so nice to have us here, that we thought we'd give them some promos. And coming up this weekend is all polka music. So if you've ever thought that it would be sexy to see a girl strut her stuff to some of your favorite polka hits, the Oyster Ditch is the place to be.
See, one of 3 dancers that rotate here monthly. Yeah, nobody's drinking the ale, though. I notice everybody's just drinking 3-2. It's good. They've got a lot of Milwaukee's Best, a lot of Schlitz, a lot of Budweiser out here.
It tastes better than the shitty beer.
Alan's shitty ale.
Not so chunky.
So being in a place like this, does this bring back any strip club stories for you? Any ideas, Jack?
Yeah, because I spent many years as a strip club DJ. And this is by far actually the worst strip club I think I've ever been to. No. I kid. I don't want to talk poorly about the fine folks here at the Oyster Ditch. I've actually been to some far shittier clubs down in Alabama.
So you didn't just club DJ up here in the
No, I actually started.
Midwest,
I actually started 6 months after my 21st birthday, DJing at a club in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yikes!
And this was my job interview. So I was working at a different club, like a bar, like a nightclub, and the day manager of the strip club came in and talked to the owner of the dance club I worked at, and was like, "Hey, we are in desperate need of a DJ. Do you know anyone that could do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, Jack Spade could do this." And so she talked to me, and she's like, "Hey, can you come by after work?" Because the club down there was open till 6 in the morning. You know,
overnight stripping. That's the best kind.
They know how to party. So I show up at 2:30 in the morning. I asked for the manager. He wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm Jack. It's nice to meet you. I was told you wanted to talk to me about a potential DJ spot." And he just looked me in the eyes like, "You don't smoke crack, do you?" I was like, "No, sir." And he's just like, "All right, we'll go talk to James up in the DJ booth. We'll get you started next week." I was like,
that was it.
I was like, that's it? And he's just like, "Well, our last DJ came into work tonight and was shuffling through his bag trying to get some stuff, and a crack pipe and some crack fell out of his bag, so I fired him on the spot." I'm
I thought he was asking because if you did, you'd be perfect for management.
Right? Gotta work your way up.
Yeah.
But that was basically it. That was the start of my adventure into strip club DJing.
You know, my strip club anecdote I have is, it's good 20 years ago now, and I'm sure I was in my mid 20s, and I was at a bachelor party for a friend of mine, a stand-up comedian named Fred, who was getting married, and we did this party at the Gentleman's Club in Fargo at the Northern, and I had some drinks. I still had a few ones in my pocket for stuffing and garters up on Sniffers Row there, but I had a 20 I was hanging on to because I was going to get a lap dance before the end of the night, but I just hadn't seen the right dancer yet. And all of a sudden, introducing Candace, or whatever her name was, and super curvy brunette, real dark skin, just gorgeous. It's like this. All right, here's the broad I'm going to get the lap dance from. So as soon as she gets done dancing, she's making her rounds. You want to dance, honey? You want to dance? All this. Like, I'll take one and go back to the curtain and give the guy the $20 bill, just like walking back into Oz. They pull back the curtains and, she's dancing. And then she's saying, do you want me to keep dancing? I'm like, oh, yeah, by all means, keep dancing, And then she'd ask me again, should I keep going? Oh, yeah, please keep going. Unbeknownst to me that the songs are ending and then new songs are starting, which, is another 20. And she finally says, okay, because, we're up to $60 now. And I say, $60? But I already paid the guy $20 when I came back here. And the pleasant, sexy, kind demeanor, it was like she just dropped a frying pan on the floor and just looks at me and says, no, you paid for the first dance, but we've done 3 more dances, so you owe me $60 more. And I had to, I don't have any more money on me. Well, then you better go to the ATM. I don't have an ATM card. And she takes my hand and says, well, then your friends are going to cover this. And she marches me out there. And I must have had like the sickest hangdog expression on my face, and she must have had just a bitch face on, because those guys looked at us marching towards the table and just started laughing hard. She's like, somebody owes me $60, and Fred fishes 3 20s out of his wallet and says, here you go, that was worth it. It's like, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Here you go. I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated. I couldn't believe that I was so unattuned to what goes on at a strip club that I thought, I get all this for $20? No.
I saw so many versions of you every night for 12 years. Yeah. Sad, pathetic, lonely fucking loser.
That was me.
Here's a little background of the comedy troupe that Burrito and I are in. When we go to a city, and we travel quite a bit, we always ask, what's the seediest strip club in town? Mm-hmm. And usually someone's got a pretty clear answer, but there was no clear answer the night we were in
Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Dakota.
And let's preface this. Normally when we ask for the seediest strip club, it is still quite enjoyable.
Oh,
yes?
Absolutely.
Because we like that. We're in a tiny little town. We have a lot of fun. But in Aberdeen, we got recommended the seediest, and that was too far. It was a step too far. We didn't know what we were getting into.
Let me set the scene for you with the Silver Dollar.
Wait.
Now we went to we went
Super
to
fan
two.
Ozzy's over here like, I've totally been there.
Coincidentally, I just talked to a friend this last week who said that he had recently been at the Silver Dollar and nothing has changed. So the Silver Dollar, when you walk into it, it's right on like a main street. It's sandwiched between like a Ben Franklin and an Ace Hardware. It's really bizarre. And you walk in and there's a couple of those, because it's South
Slots.
Dakota, slot machines.
Old ladies playing slots,
Yeah.
but the slot machines, like, they face the window to the street so they can ignore what's going on behind them for some reason.
And then the next thing you're going to notice is there's really only like 3 high top tables here, but there are no chairs whatsoever. No
Nope.
chairs to sit at.
Stand and watch the stripping.
There is a U-shaped bar in the middle of this space, and it's a slender room. It's also lit by like fluorescent lights, but they only put 1 bulb in like a 4 bulb system, so it's not too bright. But behind the bar that's where the pole is, and so there are people doing their dance, and then
It's
while
just
you're
a circular stage with a pole in the middle, and the whole back wall is all mirrors.
And then the bar is in front of the stage?
Yeah. So the bartender will walk in front of you while you're getting your peak.
Yeah.
And also, this is a place that freely accepts quarters. So you're really in trouble there. So the gang and I, we decided we'll have a couple drinks. And we said, we'll have, I'll have one of these, one of these. No. We only sell beer by the 6-pack. So, okay. We bought a 6-pack of beer, and we grabbed one of those.
6-pack of PBR pounders.
Grabbed one of those high top tables. Now, the high top table we were in was right next to a full size vending machine. This full-size vending machine only had 2 items in it. Everything else was empty. The 2 items were Certs mints and individual condoms. Both were 50 cents. So now you might be saying to yourself, well, this place certainly is seedy. Brother, you ain't heard nothing yet. Tell them about our dancing friends.
Our dancing friends.
That first girl who came up, the schoolgirl.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
Apparently, it made a bigger impact on Babyface over
the
there.
schoolgirl comes up. She's like, you guys want to dance? We're like, no, thank you. Now there's a table of frat guys, and they're like, well, come over here. We'll give you some attention. Now she's got bruises up and down her legs, like there's no tomorrow.
I forgot that she asked us for a dance. Like,
Oh, yeah.
This girl looks like she's been rode hard and put away wet, and then used again and ironed out and put away dry.
Good God.
She's the kind of girl who like irons her hair to get it nice and crispy because she's broken her straightener. So she goes over to this other table and she doesn't proceed to dance for them. What she does is say, all right, now none of you guys hit too hard. And she bends over on the table, cusps her genitals, and then they proceed to start spanking her. And it's $1 a spank.
What?
And so I was like, well, this is messed up. The third guy, though, goes, what if I gave you $5? And she goes, well, you could use your belt. And so then a new line forms where guys are hitting her as hard as they can with
a
their
belt. Well,
What
she's
on
like
earth?
cupping her vagina so it doesn't hit that part.
Again, like, because you can tell
We
she's
could
already
not-
been to this rodeo.
We could not finish our 6-pack of beer fast enough. Like, I think we even left some
Yep.
full beers because we all were like, no, this is too seedy. Let's go to the second club in Aberdeen.
Which was a pirate-themed club in a Quonset in the middle of nowhere. Uh-oh.
Yeah. The Pirates Cove.
Superfan Ozzy, you've been there.
You're a little too familiar with these places.
So you walk in, and first of all, you think, wow, someone was in high school theater because the Cove looks just like you're in a seedy cave. Mm-hmm. The walls are all rocks and everything like that. It's got a weird pirate theme that's sort of half-assed. It didn't really, come to fruition. And the back room is just black couches under black lights. Of course, there were some stains all over these couches, but nothing else. There was no pageantry to it at all. And so we sit down at Sniffer's Row, and the first dancer comes out, and she is this really hot black girl who can do this thing with her boobs where she can make
She
her
can
boobs.
smack herself in the face with her boob without using her hand.
Yeah.
She's like twerking them.
She can,
Yeah.
flex her pec muscles so much that her, weird fake tit can smack herself in the face. And we are fascinated.
Yeah. And
Also,
so-
this bar has $4 Patron shots, which
Yeah.
is excellent.
So we're sitting there, and we're pretty much like the only customers there. There's a couple other people, but they are hugging the rock wall pretty close. And so this girl goes, yeah, I'm actually from Los Angeles. I come up here once a month. After my shift, I start driving back to LA. And we're like, oh, that's interesting. She goes, what are your names? And so she goes down the line, and it's, oh, I'm Natalie. I'm Jason. I'm Burrito. And I go, and I'm Dennis. Because no way do I want her to be able to come after me later on and blackmail me for anything. So
The rest of your troop start giggling because they know you're
yeah,
giving a fake
they're
name.
all
It's like the head
Dennis.
snap, over to him, okay, baby face.
So we stay there for an hour, and they're like, all right, it's time to close. But then the bouncer comes over and goes, hey, the girl said that if you guys want to stick back after close, you're cool. You guys can hang out. And we're like, we get to hang out in this pirate-themed strip club after hours? Are you kidding me? So we stick back, and the most bubble-headed stripper you've ever seen in your life. I mean, she was a very sweet girl, but just like, I'm so stupid. Comes up to us and tells us this grotesque story about she was eating buffalo wings in the back a couple days earlier, and her fingers were covered in buffalo wing sauce. And she's like, I thought this was so funny, and I ran out and I was like, does anyone have a tampon? And
Gross.
we're all disgusted.
Yeah.
Also, there's a bird cage with
Ish.
no birds in it. And we said, well, why don't you have any birds? And they said, oh, there are 2 canaries. One died last week and one died last night. And it was like, oh, that's how miners would figure out if there was a gas leak that was about to kill them underground.
Yeah, you guys
So-
have been in some classy joints.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it. Well, so tell me, so the Cove. It's closed now, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So does it literally still have the coves that used to be built into the walls. Yeah,
Yeah.
like little caves you could hide in. They had a table, and yeah, it was quite the place.
So when he says half-assed, is it like when you would go to a prom where they start decorating and give up about halfway through?
No,
like, we ran out of.
this was like you were watching like Ursula. You were in Ursula's cave from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, so it
like,
was done pretty well.
Yeah,
Right,
like the
but
walls
it's like they
were all
ran out
like,
of money. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the walls. They literally make caves in the walls, so you could kind of have a
And the
private
tables.
table. And oddly enough, you didn't mention the bar that hung usually above the caves. So if you were in there, usually that's the first thing they would do is come up and grab that,
the
and
bar.
put their legs up
They
and
did.
swing.
They totally swung
Yeah.
from the ceiling in this place, which
Yeah.
was neat.
So the Oasis was another one that used to be open. I don't know if that's.
Oh, we didn't
This
hear
is, I
about
haven't been
the
in
Oasis.
Aberdeen for 20 years. I
Why
used to-
were you in Aberdeen so often
the
going to
company I
strip
used
clubs?
to work for, we did safety signing for road construction. So if it's orange on the highway and pissed you off, I put it up.
Okay.
I'm not the guy with the stop slow paddle. I put up the actual signs for road construction. So he'd spend a lot of time in Aberdeen going out for dinner.
Going out for dinner.
I imagine the girls in Aberdeen were like, "Oh, road boys are in town. Ladies, it's time to put on your finest fishnets." What is that Superfan Ozzy over there? Oh, we're gonna be eating good tonight.
All right.
That
I just
Pirates
filled up on hot wings. Anybody got a tampon?
Gross. That Pirates Cove is the only strip club I've been into where I've been called a freak by a stripper. And she,
What?
Yeah, she stuck her hands down my shirt, and at this point was still when I had nipple rings. So she felt those, and then she went, "Damn, girl, use the freak." And I was like, "What's happening right now? Why am I getting called a freak by this stripper that can make her boobs hit herself in the face?"
The Cove, one night we pulled up there after work. We got there about 5:30. And as we're all getting out of the truck, this motorcycle pulls up, and he's clearly a club member. He's got the jacket and everything to go with it. Pulls up on his big Harley, stops, proceeds to put a foot down, and just tips over. So we all, we're helping him. It's a big bike. We're helping him get it up. And he's like, "All right, thanks, man." He goes, "Wouldn't be so bad, but that's the second time tonight that's happened." It's 5:30 in the afternoon, evening, however you want to look
Hammered,
at it.
drunk,
And
or-
he's so hammered already that he pulls up, he's riding a motorcycle, and forgets to put a foot down and just tips over.
I'm sorry, Jack, but so far I've heard much sleazier stripper stories than yours was. So.
Well, you never gave me a chance to tell the
Oh, that's
sleazy
true.
shit.
We pretty much just got you in the
tell,
door here.
Tell us your sleaziest.
Let's see. Well, at one point, as any good strip club DJ would do, they would date a dancer at one point. So I learned that mistake. But anyway, so I was dating this one, and she came up to the DJ booth one day, and she had this look on her face, like, clearly she had experienced some next level shit. And she's just like, "Hey, you see that guy over there with the baseball hat?" And I was just like, "Yeah. What about him?" She's like, "He just offered me like $4,000 to go out with him like once a week for a month, like every week, and then like go out on a date. Like he wouldn't touch me, like we wouldn't have like sex on my end, but he wanted me to dress up like a boy and fuck him with a strap on." And so, of course, me being the kind-hearted boyfriend I am, I was like, "Well, are you gonna do it?"
Yeah. $4,000 tax free. That's good money.
I was like, "Yeah, we're going to fucking Disney World. Let's do this." She's just like, "Geez, I don't know." And like, while we're talking about this, like one of the other dancers, one of the more, as Britta like to say, rode hard, put away wet, cried off, put in a blender. Seasoned. She comes
Seasoned.
up and she kind of overhears us talking, and she's just like, "Oh, hey, you guys talking about Rodney?" And we're like, "Who?" And he's like, "Oh, Rodney over there with the hat. Like you go out with him, dress up like a boy, fuck him with a strap on. Like I've done that for him many times."
Oh, God.
What?
Just like,
And it's like a month-long commitment, though, huh? 4 weeks.
right. So the way
Strap-on fun.
So she ultimately decided like she didn't really want to do it, but like before she goes and tells him this, he comes over to the DJ booth and is just like, "Hey, did you?" And he's like a real shy, like timid guy. Like he's not assertive at all. He's just like, just like rubbing his hands together the whole time, just very like twitchy. And he's just like, "Oh, did you consider my offer?" And she's just like, "Oh, and like she kind of made me the bad guy, which like whatever, I'm fine with that." She's like, "Oh no, like my man isn't really cool with that." And he looks past her like right to me, and he's like, "He can watch if he wants."
And then you're like, "All right."
"Well, shit, in that case."
Right, $6,000 and we're in.
So isn't that every guy's dream to watch their girlfriend fuck another guy with a strap on?
Might I
Yes.
put this in
Well, she's
perspective?
dressed up like a boy.
Why she's dressed like a boy?
If you were to do this every month for a calendar year, it would cost you $48,000 at $4,000 a month. So you would need to make more than $48,000 a year to do that, because there's other expenses other than being pegged by a stripper.
Maybe this
So-
guy's homeless.
Where's he getting $4,000 a month then? That's my question. And so how obscenely rich was this guy where he's like, I can blow $4,000 a month? Even if you did that 1 month out of the year, I have never said I'm going to frivolously spend $4,000 in any month of my lifetime. Now, that being said, now that I know what I can get for $4,000, it changes everything.
I was going to say, if you had a fetish so intense that you're willing to spend $4,000 a month to feed that fetish,
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you about it on there because I think I've lined it up right now. So I'm very excited. I don't want other guys getting in on my turf.
So yeah, and that was fairly mild. You know, there was a lot of that. You know, a lot of strippers talk. A lot of strippers deal with a lot of very, shall we say, interesting individuals. And you get stories like that pretty much every night. So I'm to the point where I'm numb to those. Like when someone comes up and is like, "Oh man, I had the wildest night ever. This crazy shit happened," and then they'll tell me, and I'm like, "Really? Like I saw a stripper fuck with the handle of a baseball bat like 3 weeks ago. Like your story ain't shit."
yours pales by comparison.
Just a Tuesday night.
Yeah, or as I called it, Tuesday.
What's the best song in your opinion for a stripper to dance to?
Jesus. You know, like you get the standard, you know, like your White Snakes, your Motley Crues. Really, if you get a dancer that can like actually dance to the songs, like Kickstart My Heart is always awesome. I'm always a big fan of that one. But then you get the strippers who like, "Oh, I'm gonna hype up the crowd. You need to play something awesome," and then you play something awesome, and they just like kind of just shimmy about,
boom,
like
boom.
barely do anything, and I'm like, you're about to pass the fuck out.
I've been going to strip clubs now for almost 14 years because we would drive to the Twin Cities and go to Deja Vu, which I love the tagline for Deja Vu: thousands of beautiful girls, 3 ugly ones. I think that is such a perfect tagline for a strip club. But I noticed this the first time I went there, which is they'll pick a song or they'll have a song played, but there's no correlation between their outfit, their moves, and the song. And so I immediately thought, because I was a theater kid, stripping is missing some pageantry. Because according to like every, movie, music video I've ever watched, they should go hand in hand, a costume along with the song.
It's exciting when it does happen, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Like
when
Hot for Teacher
all of
is
a
one of
sudden
my
Hot for Teacher
favorites.
kicks on and some stripper comes up wearing the schoolgirl outfit or the teacher outfit. She's got the glasses on and the ruler, and you said, okay, now I'm immersed in some fantasy here.
I also think that so there's like kind of a hardcore version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow that was done like in the mid 90s, and I think if you could do that and have a Dorothy outfit on, oh man, because the other thing you have to consider is a lot of strippers have something to carry the money in too. So like they have these little acrylic clear boxes that they carry a lot, but with this you could have a little basket and you could have a little Scotty dog on one side and then you could stuff the ones on the other side. I've really thought about this. I've got a lot of different sketches and ideas written down. So if you are a stripper and you're looking for some sort of pageant coach, I am your man. I'd love to talk to you.
And sorry.
I was gonna say you can get a hold of me on my website, jjforpageantry.com.
If you want a little bit of like strip club insider info, like the little
yes,
clear
please
boxes
do,
and
yes.
stuff. So if you ever see the dancers walking around carrying something to carry their money in, if you want to know the cost of how much it would be to get you a handy, the cheapest one will be the ones carrying the Crown Royal bag for their money.
Oh,
Like they just don't give a shit.
who asked like the bartender, like, I need something to carry the money in.
Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting.
Speaking of pageantry, I remember when Showgirls came out and like Striptease came out with Demi Moore, and I was like waiting for those movies to come out. So I explored the whole backlog of all the B movies. There were so many stripper themed B movies that came out. probably from the time of Flashdance up until then. Like there was the Strip to Kill movies and Showgirl Murders and all these lap dancers. So I went back and watched a lot of those, and it's funny because they all have such ornate dance sequences. Like they're lifted straight out of Flashdance, you know, where every girl they introduce, and now here's Brandy, and she comes up, and then they've got all the set pieces, and the dope music kicks in, and they're in the costumes, and you start wondering when the fuck are they going to take their clothes off, because they've got such an ornate dance going on. But those are funny because you know that never actually goes on in any of these strip clubs. But yeah, they've got, you know, cars on stage to go along with the theme of their dance.
I would always get a big kick out of when we'd have feature like adult film stars come in, and you'd always have a small group of like local haters, like local dancer haters. And they were the dancers that nobody really wanted. They were the ones that were maybe like a bit too pudgy. Maybe you could see like several C-section scars. You know, like some of that nastiness. And they just all gather up and sit at a table and just hate on the porn star because everyone is like, what makes her so special? I'm like, I don't know. She's in shape.
Yeah. Who cares about Jenna Jameson? Ugh.
Well, to be fair, she was kind of nasty by the time she...
Jenna came a little late in the career.
But Alexis, Texas.
Yeah, see, I missed that.
This is a good time to remind you that we are live coming to you from the Oyster Ditch in Gackle, North Dakota during their Oktoberfest celebration. And this weekend only at the Oyster Dish, a $5 all-you-can-eat cold seafood buffet. Your favorite things, oysters, clams, shrimp cocktail, and smoked trout. All available, only $5. Bring your own plate.
Hey, Braumeister Allen will take another picture of that Allen shitty ale over here. Thank you.
Really into that.
Well, but see,
I'm really into diarrhea, I guess.
He's drinking it, but using a pair of pantyhose to strain it. I think that was the key. I don't know why, but there's a clove of garlic in mine.
Ooh. Extra flavor. It'll put hair on your chest.
Well, there's also chest hair in the drink as well. That's what's making the garlic so buoyant.
Oh, mine comes with a side of cottage cheese.
That's not cottage cheese, brother.
Oyster Ditch. And everything is very glittery here.
Yeah, but the roads here in Gackle are all maintained very well. It's very easy to get to the location.
The two roads in Gackle, yes.
I gotta say, like I had absolutely no trouble getting here today. Coming up through Fargo, it's like the road construction season is pretty much over.
Totally.
Thank Jesus.
You know, I was getting pretty sick and tired of the detours and the dust that those projects have been kicking up all summer long. Ugh.
Yep.
A caller. Should we take this?
Well, yes, please.
Might as well.
Hello, you're on live with the Trigger Warning Fun Time Show.
Hey, idiot! It's your old pal, Hardhat Henry.
Hey, Hardhat, how's it hanging?
Partially inverted. But I wanted to call in and stop you from rejoicing about construction season ending. Not all of us have fancy year-round jobs. Some of us are now out of work and looking for jobs.
Oh, sorry, Hard Hat. How is the job hunt going?
It's pretty bad. It's like my dad used to say, jobs are for suckers and suckers are for amateur pornography.
Well, where have you been applying?
Well, I'm shooting for something that uses my specialty skill set. I offered to let a company test perfumes on me, but they said my eyesight was already too poor. So I did what any other smart person would do, and I went to the casino to double my life savings.
You're at a casino right now?
I sure am, Burrito. I actually called because I wanted you to pick if I should put this all on red or on black. It's almost $450, so choose wisely.
Why me?
Because you're a chick, and if I lose all this money, you have to show me your boobs. No touching. It's not like that. It's just something to make the whole thing worthwhile.
Let's take a step back here, Hardhat. Your life savings is $450.
Yeah, I've been saving it in an old bean can for years. My neighbors used to sell lemonade every summer to save up for a wheelchair so their grandpa could get around, and every summer I'd beat them up and steal the money. So what's it going to be, Burrito, black or red?
How about red?
Red it is. Hello, sir. Please put all of these pennies on red.
Hey, Hardhat, give us a play-by-play, would you?
All right, he's saying no more bets. It's about 5 people here. I think one of them is Italian because it smells like uncooked pork. Oh, no, wait, that's me. I'm wearing the birthday gift that Jack got me. It's called Eau de Porky, the first Looney Tunes brand cologne for young gentlemen. And he's spinning the wheel. He's pulled out his balls. He's spiffing up his balls. He's been being escorted away now. Now another guy's here, and he's pulling out a marble for the roulette wheel. The marble's in. Oh, man, I can't watch. If this fails, I'm going to have to move in with my girlfriend.
What's so bad about moving in with your girlfriend?
I don't think her husband would like it very much. Okay, I can hear the ball coming to a stop. It's red. Holy crap on a crotch. I won. Winner, winner, buy me dinner.
Well, hey, congrats, Hard Hat. Are you going to put all this into savings, or maybe you're going to start a mutual fund?
You bozo, I'm at a casino in Aberdeen. The payouts are all in luncheon meat. I'm going to be the reigning king of baloney. In fact, hey everyone, cold cut combos on me. Gotta go, guys. A rather shifty old broad is looking my way. She just took out her dentures and is making lewd gestures towards me. I'm gonna go see if she's as turned on by dumpsters as I am. Smell you later.
Later.
Oh, you later, Hard Hat.
Hard Hat.
Oh, man, that Hard Hat Henry's a real jack-off, isn't he?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but he's so lovable. I hope that he finds something to do with himself during the winter months.
Well, I'm sure he always seems to find something to do with himself. So, are we running out of time here? It's about time to wrap up another edition.
It sure is.
A lot of good stripper talk.
Yeah, and this is also another prime opportunity to tell you the Oyster Ditch wants to remind you that if you've thought about stripping, whether you are 6 or 16, they will gladly take applications. Of course, they've got a stripper in training program where they'll get you ready with things like leg lifts, and by the time you turn 18, you'll be ripe for the age of stripping.
Ripe for the stripping.
Yep, it's their stripping intern program over here at the Oyster Ditch in Gackle, North Dakota, home of the world's largest strip club. Did you know that this is the world's largest?
That's a pretty bold statement.
Well, it's not. There's not all stripping in here, though. The back, they repair farm machinery.
Oh,
but it
yeah,
technically is the largest building in the
counts.
world that has
a
stripping
strip
in
club.
it.
Got it.
That
Well,
makes sense now.
We've been coming to you from the Oktoberfest celebrations here in Gackle. We appreciate you listening, and we will be back with another episode 14 of the Trigger Warning Fun Time Show. I'm Scratch Masterson.
I'm Jack.
I'm Ozzy.
I'm Babyface Nelson.
And I'm Burrito Supreme.
Guten Tag.
Bye.